Hey guys, welcome to a reject spoiler-free review of Shazam. Now let's hop on into this film, shall we? Now I'm going to say this first. I was afraid of going to see this film. I am a fan of Billy Batson and Shazam. So when I heard this movie was coming out, at first I was excited, then remembered this is coming from DC. And during the time that I heard that Shazam was coming, I wasn't that excited. But I'm glad to say this. Shazam is an amazing film and should be watched. It has plenty of Easter eggs that relate to older parts of the comics that some people may deem strange and are strange even looking at the standards nowadays. It has a great dynamic between Billy Batson and his adopted family, really sort of fleshing out their story somewhat. As much as you can in this film, let me remind you there's about 7 kids, so there's a lot to try to flesh out. And even having a great dynamic between Billy and Shazam. Not just separating them physically, but also the way they act. While Billy is more this grown-up, street-smart kid, Shazam acts like the child. Shazam is Billy just having fun, and you feel that in there. You still feel that this is that same kid, but now it's him with some power, and not just constantly being tossed in the dirt. And really, they just have fun with the idea of Shazam. And that's what I can call this film. Shazam is fun. And that is amazing coming from, well, DC. Because look at the last few films we've got. Yes, we've gotten some great ones, we've gotten some good ones, and then we have a whole bunch of stinkers which are sort of funny for the fact of how bad they are. And Shazam really feels like it's coming out of that area and trying to pave its own path and showing that DC doesn't need to try going deep and dark and brooding, where some directors may believe, and go the fun route. Yet I do have one problem with this film, the villain. While he does have an interesting backstory, and his comparison to Billy is more of a dark reflection almost, with both of them wanting the power of Shazam, it really felt like they were trying to sidestep around calling this guy Black Adam. And let me explain something. A little bit of spoiler here, but it's not that major. The villain wants the powers of Shazam, so he aligns himself with the evil powers that Shazam is supposed to face off against. No, not Black Adam, but the 7 deadly sins. While it sounds interesting, when the villain gets the powers of the 7 deadly sins, he actually sort of becomes less interesting. And here's the thing, once he gets the powers of the 7 deadly sins, he basically has the powers of Shazam, just not in name. And you see these fights similar to these trailers here, and it doesn't have that same build-up. Maybe if the powers are a little bit different. Maybe if this man had a strange effect when he was being taken over by wrath or envy or lust. Yet, really, none of that happens, and it turns into Shazam versus discount Black Adam. But with that on the side burner, I give this movie a solid 7 out of 10. If you want to see a fun DC movie that feels like it was made to be fun and not changed to be fun, go see Shazam. You'll have a great time, bring the family, you'll have tons of laughs, and you'll feel for these characters. Now with that being said, keep calm and keep on, and I will see you here next time when I go see an elephant fly. Out our first clicks views faster so that we are jumping on the trend as fast as possible, especially with this movie because the review release date was set for 2 weeks ago. And so this was us actually coming from a midnight showing, writing a script in less than an hour, trying to record it, and then putting this video together. So thank you guys so much for watching it, staying till the end, and also if you're new here and want to know more about this channel, we're a movie review channel, so go check out a couple more of our videos. Tell us if you like it or not, and if you do, please, we'd love to have you. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. and we will see you here next weekend when we see an elephant fly.